Hello, guys, and welcome back to Making a Cat Cry, where we left off with the development of a plan. Something that Katia hasn't had in quite a while, like an actual plan that seems relatively sound, even though this doesn't actually sound that sound. So, let's see how this goes. You eyes Stefan uneasily. What's the catch? I mean, you're giving me the key to a building full of riches and asking me to, have at it. Forgive me if I expect an ulterior motive. There's no catch, Steve says. Sigrid is a hero in need of a push. Shown that there are actual threats out there that can take away the things and power she's accrued. She needs to be shown that these threats do not only exist, but they can affect her. Anyway, you were the one who first proposed breaking into the Mages Guild, not me. And was it also not you who said someone should stand up to her? I meant someone should stand up to her by refusing to lick her boots, not by robbing her. And if you want this stuff to happen so badly, why don't you just do it yourself? I mean, you know the building better than I do. You could retrieve my stuff, take her money, and we'd both be happy. Because my role is elsewhere. Imagine if I were caught stealing and lost her trust. Or if the surprise of her finding me was such that I ended up with a clan fear latched to my neck. A hero like Sigrid who could flourish and benefit the world under my guidance would be nothing but an uncontrollable monster without it. You, on the other hand, you're an expandable tool perfect for this. Whether you leave your mark and escape unseen, escape once she has sighted you, or never escape at all, the job's done, and all of Mundus will benefit. I think he just called you expandable. Katia, he thinks you're expandable. Flip the table. Katia, repeat after me. It would be far too risky for anyone to attempt, unless this hypothetical person were also to happen on a reasonable portion of coin along with the aforementioned chapel key. He wants you to do a task that he's too chicken to do himself. I don't care how little you think of yourself, you are not expandable. And you don't go along with the plan of someone who thinks you are. At least not without compensation up front. Gonna ask for a down payment? I'm not expandable. Yes, you are, Stefan says. There's even a picture of you next to the dictionary entry. That was a generic Khajiit, and he was just an example. No, he's not watching, he's just taking a drink, the guy back there. Look, I know you don't want to risk doing it yourself, but I'm not an expandable tool. I may not be some kind of hero or whatever, but I'm a person. And if I'm really going to go along with this plan, I want you to give me something up front for it. And if I don't, Stefan asks, then I won't do it. And then what? What do you mean? Let's say you turn down your chance to get back at Sigrid, retrieve your oh so important books, and make off with a bag full of septums. What will you do then? Another night sleeping on chapel floor with a bottle of mead? You told Sigrid and I quite a bit about yourself last night. You'll return to your friend Anvil after another pointless failure? Head off somewhere new? Maybe go back to what you implied was your former career? It's better than being dead. Really? Stefan says flatly. I'm sure that's what you were thinking when you climbed down a well of carnivorous fish to get a couple scales, or ran through a collapsing ruin for a couple of old bottles. I think we both know how much your life is really worth. If you were less selfish, perhaps you'd put it on the line for a good cause. Katia, you must do this. It's a fantastical idea. We are not the villain he is looking for. Do not actively commit a crime. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Katia? No, 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 no. Stefan may appear to be helpful right now, but he's suggesting that you do something very dangerous and illegal without any backing or support. Perhaps I should re-emphasize dangerous and illegal? There's no hurry, Stefan says. That is, unless you need to eat to survive. I can't imagine you have the coin for very much as is. I'll leave this here. Sigrid goes to sleep at 4 in the morning. Given your track record, and that breaking... Given your track record, and that breaking in was your idea in the first place, I trust you'll make the right choice. I think he called you expandable. Katia, he thinks you're expandable. Flip the table. That comment came back. You moved it. That's more than I expected. Good job. Katia, go talk to the bartender. Bartenders always have useful information, though I've never understood why. Katia, maybe flipping the table wasn't that good of an idea. Go pat the poor bartender on the head and apologize. Everyone just wants them to interact again. Ask Khajiit Bro how we got about not being a useless failure. He seems to have his stuff together. You are now a ghost instead. That's the guy from the ruined temple. And he went hunting? Spirit, think about things. Recap time. Nothing like reminiscing on your choices that lead you to being corporally disabled. Try hard to remember your life and the mistakes you made. So there are side stories that I feel like I should start reading because we're getting to the time that they were written and they might be slightly important. What should his voice be? I feel like he's gonna be an important character. Unless he's like that one necromancer. He might just be like that one necromancer where we get a little jaunt off to something that could have happened good to Katia, but then it gets messed up. Huh. Either way, what should his voice be? Elf. Already got like the... Introspection isn't really my style. I'm a guardian spirit. While some ghosts no doubt would be content to rattle spectral chains and wallow in text walls of self-pity and regret, I get bored pretty quickly when dealing with anything that doesn't involve large magical explosions. They're kind of my thing. Also, I'm a dark elf. I can't remember my mistake because, like all dark elves, I have no mistakes. Everything I do is amazing, and therefore your valuable time is better spent telling other people about all their problems. Like how objectively terrible your commands are. Ancestor Guardian, exposit on current situation. Examine surroundings. Do you know where you are? Last I recall, I was somewhere in southwestern Cyrodiil. Star map? The dumb descendant I was guarding got himself smoked when scavenging alien light bulbs from an old ruin. I loitered around his body for a while, until a way better explorer came up and blew the whole ruins up. Then, at some point after that, I got bored and left. I don't know. I've already forgotten most of the details. The slow, century-long descent into all-consuming posthumous ghost insanity is serious business. Anyways, with my entire bloodline shamefully ended by their own stupidity and reproductive selectivity, and no descendants left to guard, I've just sort of been floating around, talking to the occasional Imperial Legionnaire, wasting time. Cyrodiil's pretty terrible. Nothing exciting happens here. If I were back in Morrowind, I would have already seen 6 guys get melted by wild animals. Say, Ghosty, were you acting as a guardian slash guide for that bunny? Man, that's rough. What happened? Do all your charges get crushed by falling rocks like that? You must really suck at this whole guardian thing. Ancestor Ghost. I'll call you Aggie. Ancestor Ghost something something. Recount for yourself why again you are apparently now guarding a bunny body instead of your descendant in the ruins? I'm most certainly not guarding this dead rabbit. In fact, I have absolutely no idea why this random rabbit is dead to begin with. From the looks of things, it's almost as though someone got bored and tried to nail it with a telekinetically thrown rock. And they did an amazing job. That couldn't be the case, though, since I'm the only sentient entity nearby, and I would have remembered doing that, unless my slowly encroaching ghost insanity already wiped it from me. And since it presumably wasn't my doing, the rock must have simply fallen from a higher ledge and landed on top of the bunny by pure chance. Yeah, what ledge? Uh, higher ledge somewhere. Aha! Mystery solved. The moon. I spy with my little eye something beginning with a treasure chest. Ghost, examine chest. There tends to be useful things within those. Plus, it's half buried and looks a little odd. Is that a chest? I thought that was just a rock. Oh, it is a chest. The treasure chest is old, locked, and only partially concealed. All common logic dictates that it should have been looted years ago. Common logic has also started to make less and less sense to me, though, and I'm getting pretty heavy magica readings from it. So I popped the chest and opened it anyways. Against all logic, the chest contains some ornate woman's clothing. And a pretty strong personality enhancing potion? Pretty good. Get it right. Aggie, question mark, peel back label. Guardian Spirit, there appears to be something beneath the label on that bottle. Another label, perhaps? Have a look, just to be safe. Is it magica poison? You gotta give it a little tug. And... oh, huh. A more introspective spectre might ruminate on the possible motivations someone would have to leave a mislabeled bottle of poison out in the wild. But me? I don't really care. Sometimes things like that just happen. Aggie, don woman's clothes and become Agatha the Dark Mage. Aggie, put on the old woman's clothing. Be the prettiest woman around. I don't think that's how ghosts work. Good idea. You put the ornate dress back into the chest. Wait, what did that say? Perhaps a more suitable, more effeminate owner will come along to claim it. Those supplies aren't very useful to you, but could be helpful to someone. Oh, I don't know, like that other adventurer? Aggie, you've already said you've seen a much better adventurer, so why not help her out for a while, since she's obviously more worth your time and guardianship? For one, I am a dark elf ancestral guardian. My concern with the lesser races should be cut brief and passing at best. For two, I don't actually have any idea where she went. While it might be refreshing to compare your descendants to a truly competent explorer, especially one who shares your gift, she could be anywhere by now, without any information on her whereabouts, or even confirmation she is alive. Searching for her would be nothing more than a long, boring fool's errand. And for three, you probably wouldn't even recognize her if you saw her. Uh, gift. Curious. I wonder what that gift is. I wonder if we'll ever find out what that gift is. Your entire memory of that meeting is a bit fuzzy. Argonian slaying a Daedra. Yeah, that's probably about what it was. Guardian Spirit, backtrack the rabbit's blood trail. You literally have nothing better to do. That was the shortest adventure ever. Once again, you have nothing to do. Yep, he's gone full adventurer mode. Kaboom! Hey, Booberry, are you guarding that box? I chugged one of the detection potions I kept clenched between my thick legs, and I couldn't help but notice that fine piece of fiel chested above me. Knock yourself out, fruitcake. Thanks. I've been meaning to get my dawn on for a while now, if you know what I'm saying. I can imagine, given that you were naked in a cave. Nah, crypt. Crypt robbing is usually a bit dangerous for my taste, but today has been one of the luckiest days after another. I haven't even seen like a single skeleton, and I've already made over 100 times my expenses. That is, assuming I can find somewhere nearby that will give me a decent price on all this enchanted family heirlooms. Sounds boring and bookkeepy. And getting a decent price in Imperial City? Good luck with that one, Orzmer. Heh, you're right, Window Plane. If you were tangible, I'd reward you with a hearty, jovial slap on the back. I'm touched, or not. So what's with the whole Cloverfield? Oh, these. I just kept finding more and more. It must be like my luck day, even more than it was yesterday. Why don't you just use your obviously superior elven brilliance to solve everything? Hmm. Mr. Orc, my fine inferior, you seem like a lucky fellow. Would you perhaps be willing to spin that bottle for me? There aren't enough ladies here for that, Seabreeze. I don't mean as part of your vulgar mating rituals. I mean as a method of randomization. Your luck appears to manifest by making events that are random from your point of view, such as finding treasure inexplicably, more likely to result in an outcome that is favorable to you. Assumedly, this extends beyond monetary pursuits. An event that is seemingly random will occur exactly the way you want. Ergo, it seems reasonable to assume that you could help me locate someone in particular by simply wanting me to find them, and then initiating a random event that will point me in their direction. Now, I may be dead, and slowly losing my mind, but I'm still a dark elf, and therefore the logic here works out perfectly in every way. Uh, I'm not sure I buy that, Seabreeze. Luck is a nice superstition. Maybe it has some tiny effect on the amazing things I constantly do all the time. But a Mur can't just rely on it like that. If I spun that bottle and it pointed you in even the slightest wrong direction, like you would waste months of valuable time and resources searching for someone you'd never find. Not a good investment. But if it pointed me in the exact right direction, I'd save months of valuable time searching for someone I'd never, ever find otherwise. So, they even out perfectly. I don't think that's how statistics work, but that's how luck works. Just spin the bottle already, please. Excellent. You are dismissed, lesser-minded creature. Yeah? The orc mutters something stupid about having business meetings and needing to get his leave on before taking his poison bottle and tromping away. He doesn't even thank you for your awesome trick you just showed him. What a guy. Just wait. Someday he's going to be hunting down someone, probably for a respectable purpose like revenge, and he'll remember your ingenious methods and be forced to use them. Just wait. But for now, you have a competent explorer to find. Just gonna ignore that he's probably the competent explorer, the orc. Off to Kvatch. Uh-oh. I was gonna say Sigrid, but I don't remember Sigrid being able to teleport like that, or have a bunch of people with them. What are all of these things that are happening in the background? Undead strangers high five. Interesting, ghosts just recognize vampires on sight. Well, that worked out extremely quickly. I mean, I suppose that because it just had to point to the city, there was a much more likely chance that him spinning the bottle would work. I mean, it was actually probably the obvious place to head for the ghost. Like, why is there suddenly undead rainbow cat? Wait, undead cat. We have seen an undead cat before. Um, are those related? And then who in the world are shadowy teleport figures? Aggie, approach. Guardian spirit, approach her slowly. She may be a bit frightened if you approach too fast. Alternatively, you could get a nice laugh out of scaring her out of her armor. Ordinarily, you would never pass up an opportunity to rush headlong into a room, magic blazing in a fear-inspiring show of power that makes the feeble low races cower beneath you. But this is an experienced adventurer, and you are a terrifying and dangerous-looking ghost. One wrong move could reduce you to an only slightly superior pile of ectoplasm. You'll have to approach this situation with tact and caution. No Khajiit, except me. Al... Aloe... Kalira. Greetings, adventurer. I honor your adequacy and bring you a gift from the Dummer people. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Uh, Ghost. I think you have the wrong person, cat, thing. Perhaps you didn't notice, but I am a dark elf. We are never wrong. Demar's science proved it over 1,000 years ago. Look, I assure you that I'm... Wait, you're that ghost, aren't you? The one I met the other day. Didn't a rune collapse on you or something? I am incorporeal. Yeah, but that rune had to have been elven or better. I'm sorry. Let me back up. Why are you looking for me? Because I'm bored. I'm a guardian spirit with no descendants to guardian. I risk becoming nothing more than a common poltergeist wallowing in regrets and introspection and other terrible things. Thus, I have sought out an experienced adventurer who can regale me with their tales of actual competence and slow my descent into all-consuming ghost insanity. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I wasn't sure at first, but you really have the wrong person. Aggie, aver the peerless adventurer's hardcore disposition by way of flouting the haughty confines of rainless shelter. That's how you say that sentence. So you're in the rain. Most people don't sit out in the rain. What show of untold hardcoreness drives you to do it? I'm waiting for this day to end. Yeah, using greater powers is a pain like that. One time I tried to do my magic sanctuary thing twice in the same day, and I broke my arm. What's recharging for you? I'm not recharging anything. It's just... I don't know what to do anymore. When I first came to town, I was on a mission. I believed in myself, and everything seemed to make sense. I had this friend who kept telling me I could do anything I put my mind to, and I felt good because I really believed him. But then after I got here, nothing I tried turned out as well as I imagined. I couldn't make money selling things. I couldn't solve simple tasks with my magic, and I would have gotten myself drowned trying if a vampire hadn't saved me because she wanted to drink my blood. The whole time I thought I just kept myself together by telling myself it was a passing hiccup and everything was going to be okay once I got to the Mages Guild and started learning magic proper like I always wanted. And I was so stupid that blah 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 blah. I didn't even realize they were using me and blah blah blah. Robbed me and threw me out on the streets and blah blah. But when I didn't even work, I felt terrible blah 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 feelings blah blah. It didn't help any. Then blah 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 blah. Even though yesterday she seemed like blah and I blah feelings blah blah blah. Used me to blah blah. Everything I do is so sad now. I guess I'm just waiting for my friend to show up again so I can safely walk back to Anvil and I can at least do something right. Even though blah blah blah, feelings, introspection, blah blah blah, words. The exact thing that he was trying to escape. Or they. And he's gone. Aggie, give advice and aid. That is what guardians do, right? Maybe if you help her get through this problem, maybe she can get into less boring adventures. Ah, guard patties. That apparently is something that guardians do. Welp, I don't recall ever giving advice and stuff in the past, but if it's a guardian thing, then I must be good at it. And being a dark elf, it is customary to display my superiority wherever possible. Oh, welcome back. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Shush. I'm about to guardian you. Is he about to just, like, sit down? Aggie, try to pat the adventure and remember that you're not tangible. So I gather you've had some kind of problems with things not turning out the way you expect. Kind of, I mean, I get that the... Don't answer. That was a rhetorical question. It wasn't actually a Sorry, go on. You see, Khajiit person, sometimes life gives you lemons, and when that happens, you need to find some spell that makes lemons explode. Because lemons are terrible, you just gotta make them combustible. I only ate them once, and I can say with certainty that they are the worst fruit. If life gave me lemons, I would view it as nothing short of a declaration of war. That's why you must make the lemons combustible and into grenades. In a way, this reminds me of an old children's tale from my homeland called The Littlest Scrib. You see, once upon a time in Vardenfell, there was this unusually small scrib that wanted to get the fruit at the top of an unusually tall, draggle-tail plant. She couldn't reach the fruit, so her only option was to push the plant down. The little scrib pushed and pushed at the plant, and when that didn't work, she pushed some more. And then the warrior poet god Vivek stepped on the little scrib, and he rushed off to the island to stop an invading barbarian force from Cyrodiil. When he got there, he killed all the invaders, blew up their fortress, and burst from the flames, diving a dwarven corvette around on the inside. He made water solid, did power slides all the way back to Vardenfell, and jumped out of the car just as it went flying into a volcano. The end. See? No? That story was terrible. I guess that's what I get for expecting a Khajiit to appreciate the depth and intricacies of Dunmer's storytelling. Look, the point of the story is that all that stuff about the scrib is stupid, and the tale only gets good once Vivek comes and starts blowing things up. You see, I'm Vivek. If he didn't show up, that would just be about this dumb little scrib doing the same thing again and again until either it worked or they died. That would be a terrible moral to teach kids. But because Vivek does cool and exciting things, the story becomes a classic piece of folklore, printed in children's books for generations. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, but what if someone actually relates to the scrib in the story? Like, they keep trying to they keep trying to get what they want in life, but everything they do it fails or makes things worse. It's just, what if I'm not meant to succeed at anything? What if I really am just expendable? When I came to Cyrodiil, I wanted to be someone special, or even just useful, but nothing ever works. I can't fix a sign, I couldn't catch fish, I couldn't even deliver a package for my... Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on, Fleabag. You're fixing signs, fishing, and delivering packages? I... yes? Whoa, whoa, whoa. You are an Atronach like I was. I saw you take a lightning bolt back in that rune. The stars made you a spell-absorbing, magicka-hoarding avatar of arcane chaos. Surely you've considered being a witch hunter like I was? A witch hunter? You know, a mage who specializes in fighting evil mages, or magical creatures, Daedra, that sort of thing. The weird stuff normal people couldn't handle. You're like built for it. Look, as neat as that would be, just wishful thinking. I'm not some anti-wizard or some born magical prodigy or anything like that. I don't want to disappoint you, but I'm nothing special. I'm just a wet, homeless, jobless nobody out in the rain because I have nowhere else to go. Well, I can fix that. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there where we see how Aggie fixes that. Current guess is number one, he still has Magicka, so that fixes Katia's always running out of Magicka problems. And number two, he might be able to teach her spells. I don't know if that's how that works, but we'll find out. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode, where we'll get to extrapolate. Anyways, see ya!